Georgia Tech, the number 8 seed. Only 8 scholarship players available. They have endured a very tough season in terms of injuries.
You look at Nate George, he's going to be looking to get the basketball to the guy with the ball in his hands now, Ndongo, who has an advantage off the bounce, showing it early for the first possession offensively against Maluach.
Maluach, all ACC honorable mention, 7-2. Knueppel with the drive with the left hand, and Duke is on the board.
Out of nowhere to come up with the offensive rebound.
Great movement, another terrific fake. Knueppel fakes again, and 2. They are ranked as the most efficient offense in the country. George on the attack to the baseline. Here's Powell outside with a long one, and he'll stick the triple.
And Duncan Powell, who's been
way downtown, George with a miss. Duke owns the second highest net in Ken Palm history as Proctor.
Addition of this year's Blue Devils team. No Jay Lucas, associate head coach, with them at the ACC tournament as Nate George is able to get into the paint and score. Caleb Foster for Sion James, the point guards who normally rely on Jay Lucas for their guidance.
Foster, Evans, and Brown getting ready to check into the game for Duke. And a basket. Count that. He'll be headed to the line as well. Ndongo really active offensively early. Knueppel back out for Flagg. Trying to get around Powell, and a strong move using that window.
But he had a chance, OB, to be the first person to ever win Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, and Defensive Player of the Year. Duncan Powell knocks down his second 3 and then daps up David Stoudemire along the sideline.
And in the top 10 in the nation in assists per game.
And this is a mismatch here that Ndongo needs to take advantage of. However, he finds the hot guy. And Duncan Powell, whenever
Duke has gone scoreless for over 3 minutes. Ndongo for Sutton. He'll lift and sinks it. He knocks down a 3. Duke needs somebody. James spinning into the lane. Yes.
A much-needed bucket for the Blue Devils. Sion James attacking the rim very hard on that possession.
Knueppel. A feathery pass. Maluach with a little hook for 2. They out-rebounded the Hoos 44-26 in that win. Proctor loses it. And Ndongo bounces for Terry. He'll slam it.
And Georgia Tech being the scrappy team to start this game. Ndongo finding Terry.
Talking about the number 2 and the number 3 seed in this tournament. Tough catch there by Ndongo, and banks it in. What an outstanding move.
The miss by Duncan Powell. They're still shooting 50% from 3.
Flagg trying to take the baseline. Went for the dunk, and he's denied by Ndongo.
Cooper Flagg trying to go off the bounce. For the Blue Devils, it's due something other than and the energy he brings from the defensive end of the floor.
George bodies up with him. Now goes by him on the drive. Scoop shot, and tipped up and in by Ndongo.
The Duke patrons, they'll tell you that being down isn't that big of a deal. Losing Maliq Brown is a much bigger deal because you may not see him again this season after injuring that left shoulder for a second time. Along the baseline, ready.
Powell with a strong move, and it's Cooper Flagg to say not this time. Here's Evans to line one up. And finally, Duke hits a triple.
And just like that, David Stoudemire recognizing the last thing that you need to happen in this building is...
Here's Powell with a shot clock down to 7. Musaf deep in the corner, trying to get around the hip of Knueppel, and blocked there by Maluach.
Focus on who's on the floor. We have to get stops. He felt they were way too tight on the offensive end and just playing more relaxed together.
Angel, and you know this very well, of course, after being on the court for so long, play for that guy. And, of course, with the Blue Devils right now, they're playing not only for themselves, but for Cooper and Maliq as well.
You're playing for 2 and a very popular assistant coach as well. Last time they led it was 6-5. Here it comes from James. Got it! Kick back over to Duke, leading 34-31. Without Cooper Flagg and Maliq Brown, A block by Powell, but it comes free to Gillis. Here's Proctor.
Force Georgia Tech to have to guard you longer on the possession.
Proctor, nifty dribble, can't stick it. Back up again, no. The follow is up and in by Maluach.
Damon Stoudemire concerned as to where he's going to get scoring against this Duke Blue Devil team.
And a pick by Proctor. And will slam it down. And Duke continues to roll 38-31.
Doing the job defensively, coming up with the steal. Also the highlight to give his team a 7-point lead. That is an encouraging sign. No boot on. I'm sure that there will be a tremendous amount of rehab at ice, etc. But normally you can't play. You want to make sure you're on the bench, encouraging and doing anything you can to help your team win.
In for Evans, instant offense.
So I don't want anyone to think that they'll be as good offensively without Cooper Flagg, but they'll be fine.
Powell from the corner, drains it.
This is the end of the floor where Cooper Flagg will be missed.
14 for Duncan Powell, coming up 21 against Virginia yesterday. Inside and a layup and in by Gungba.
And Gungba continues to give the Blue Devils great minutes.
The winner to advance to the semifinals tomorrow. Evans on the attack off the window for 2. Here's Knueppel. Yes! A triple on the money. He has 12 points. Looks like Jalen Withers, for North Carolina.
Yes.
Lighten up as a Charlotte guy. One triple after another. Maluach with the slam as Knueppel alley-ooped him.
And those two guys tried to connect on the first possession of the game. The best freshman. However, you still got some pretty good ones. Kon Knueppel.
He's had a very different second half. Here comes Evans. Wide open to nail it.
Pointing to spots where they wanted them to go. The 6th assist for Knueppel.
George with a spin, another short one. Knueppel and Maluach. And once again, racing to the other end to play defense by Ndongo with the block. Terry, hey, quick strike, and he'll be at the line looking for a 3-point play.
And Damon Stoudemire still trying to figure out how they were able to penetrate against the zone. I believe Ndongo had a little help on.
Maluach off for Proctor. Proctor jumping in the paint. The tip really well done by Sion James. Shoots over 50%, makes his threes, and doesn't turn the ball over. Powell's been kind of quiet as of late, starting to heat up again with a 3-pointer.
And coming up with a big bucket to get the lead back to 8.
5 minutes to go in Charlotte. Knueppel threading inside, banks it in, he'll go to the line. He's had a really nice couple of series here, and with Flagg on the bench. Once Knueppel looking to break free on the drive, and it spins in.
Kon Knueppel taking over here in this second half. The guy that puts the pressure on defenses by getting into the paint. That's normally Cooper Flagg's job.
Buried by Powell as he has sprung to life again.
Possibly in the semifinals, but their first mention here in the quarterfinals.
So far, I hope you brought your chalk to Charlotte. Terry on the drive, and Knueppel got a hand on it. He's had a big game.
Time is not on their side. They're going to have to find a way to make a push, and quickly.
George got it up there and hits a 3. That's one way to do it. Who's been impressive here in this tournament. Sutton is open. Yes, a 3 on target. George lost it. Knueppel scoops. Maluach slams it down. That's what Duke has done.
They really have, and Nate George just loses the basketball. Kon Knueppel keeping his head up, allowing Khaman Maluach to show off his ball handling skills in the open floor.
So a standout performance for him in the quarterfinals. George getting it off for Terry, and that one rattles in from 3-point land. Duke will be trying to beat them for the 3rd time this season. It's very tough to do.
I've heard that. However, I got smacked by North Carolina in '93 twice in the regular season. ACC tournament game.
Final seconds, Powell on the move against James, and he'll bank it in. Today, Duke overcomes And it was a long afternoon, but they win it 78-70. Very serious injury concerns, but Duke moves on to the semifinals.